Gilligan's Island, the beloved sitcom that aired from 1964 to 1967, left an indelible mark on pop culture, but what happened to the iconic cast after the show wrapped? Now more than 6 decades later, we take a look at where they are in 2025, exploring their careers, personal lives, and the legacies they've built since stepping off the island. Join us as we uncover the real-life stories of the cast of Gilligan's Island. Okay, let's go. Dawn Wells as Mary Ann. Born October 18, 1938. Despite her childhood dreams of being a ballerina, Dawn Wells ended up as an actress. After various TV roles in the early 60s, she was cast as the girl next door on Gilligan's Island, Mary Ann. She continued her acting career following the role that made her famous and made various guest appearances in TV shows such as The Love Boat, Growing Pains, and Baywatch. Dawn was married to Larry Rosen from 1962 to 1967. She never remarried. Unfortunately, Dawn struggled later in life. In 2018, a GoFundMe page was set up to help her with the financial trouble she faced after she spent lots of money on medical care following a significant fall. It was also revealed in 2020 that she had been suffering from dementia. Dawn died from COVID-19 on December 30, 2020. She was 82. Russell Johnson as Professor Hinckley. Born November 10, 1924. Russell Johnson played Professor Roy Hinckley, the man who was always trying to get the castaways back home. He continued his career following his time on Gilligan's Island with appearances in Wonder Woman, MacGyver, and Gunsmoke. Russell was married 3 times. He was married to Edith Cahoon from 1943 to 1948 before marrying Kay Cousins in 1949. The two had 2 children together, Kim and David. However, she tragically passed in 1980. He later married Connie Dane in 1982 and remained married to her until his death. He died from kidney failure on January 16, 2014. He was 89. Jim Backus as Thurston Howell III. Born February 25, 1913. Jim Backus' career and popularity truly soared after his role as Thurston Howell III in Gilligan's Island. After the show was cancelled, he continued to appear in various movies and TV shows such as Friday Foster, Pete's Dragon, and Now You See Him, Now You Don't. Jim also made various guest appearances in popular TV shows such as I Dream of Jeannie, The Brady Bunch, and Fantasy Island. He was married to Betty Keane, 1939 to 1942, before meeting his lifelong partner, Henny Carson. The two married in 1943 and remained together until his death. Jim and Henny co-wrote an array of humorous books, including his autobiography, Backus Strikes Back, and a memoir, Forgive Us Our Digressions, an autobiography. He died from pneumonia on July 3, 1989, after a long battle with Parkinson's. He was 76 and was the first member of the cast to pass. Natalie Schafer as Lovey Howell. Born November 5, 1900, Natalie Schafer played the iconic role of Lovey Howell, the spoiled, high society wife of Thurston. Natalie was married to actor Louis Calhern from 1933 to 1942. Well before the filming of Gilligan's Island, she was very secretive about her age and reportedly never told her husband her true birth year. He and the public believed she was born in 1912, however. Following her death, it was revealed she was actually born in 1900. Following her stint as Lovey Howell, she continued to guest star on various shows such as Three's Company, The Brady Bunch, and The Love Boat. Natalie lived a long life before she died of liver cancer on April 10, 1991. She was 90. Alan Hale Jr. as the skipper, Jonas Grumby. Born March 8, 1921. Prior to Gilligan's Island, Alan Hale was already well into his acting career and was best known for playing a cowboy in various Western movies. Following his roles as the lovable skipper, Alan continued to appear in many sitcoms such as Alf, Growing Pains, Fantasy Island, and The Love Boat. Alan's first marriage to Bettina Dorr ended before the show began. They were married from 1943 to 1963 and had 4 children together. He then married former singer Naomi Grace Ingram in 1964 and remained married to her until his death. The actor sadly died of thymus cancer on January 2, 1990. He was 68. Bob Denver as Gilligan. Born January 9, 1935. Bob Denver played the iconic role of Gilligan on Gilligan's Island. However, he was already quite well known before his stint on the show. After it ended, Bob continued his acting career. showing up in many movies and TV shows such as Dusty's Trail, Far Out Space Nuts, The Good Guys, Back to the Beach, and many more. As for his personal life, Bob was married to Maggie Ryan from 1960 to 1966. The two divorced while the show was still filming. He was then married to Jean Weber, 1967 to 1970, Carol Abrahams, 1975 to 1975, and Dreama Perry Denver, 1979 to 2005. Bob sadly passed on September 2, 2005, from complications related to his cancer treatment. He was 70. Tina Louise as Ginger, born February 11, 1934. Tina Louise, who played the role of the stereotypical movie starlet Ginger Grant, is the only still living cast member of Gilligan's Island. She continued her career as an actress after the show was cancelled, however. She claimed that her appearance in the show ruined her movie career as it typecast her. She still appeared in various movies and TV shows such as The Wrecking Crew, The Stepford Wives, Kung Fu, Married, With Children, and Dallas. Tina was married to radio and TV announcer Les Crane from 1966 to 1974, with whom she had one daughter, Caprice. She never remarried. She published various books following her time on the show and later stepped away from acting in 2019. The 91-year-old now lives out her days spending time with her daughter, often sharing photos with her family on Facebook. In June 2025, the actress made a rare public appearance in New York. Her signature red hair still as vibrant as ever. Charles Maxwell as radio announcer, born December 28, 1913. Though he was uncredited throughout the entire show, actor Charles Maxwell was a large part of the legacy of Gilligan's Island at the age of 51. Maxwell provided the voice for the never-seen radio announcer who broadcast the news for the castaways to hear, and his dulcet tones became a staple of the show. Maxwell's career in Hollywood saw him become a staple of 1960s TV, and he appeared in Star Trek and The Twilight Zone among dozens of other roles. After over 3 decades of work, including Gilligan's Island, Maxwell retired from performing in the 1970s and passed away in 1993 at 79. Vito Scotti as Dr. Boris Belinkov, born January 26, 1918. Vito Scotti played the character Dr. Boris Belinkov on Gilligan's Island at the age of 46 in the episode titled The Matchmaker, which aired during the 3rd season in 1966. Dr. Belinkov is a quirky, comical character who is introduced as a supposed Russian scientist. In the episode, he arrives on the island and tries to win the affection of the lovely Ginger Grant, played by Tina Louise, while also pretending to be a matchmaker. He died June 5, 1996 at age of 78. Stanley Adam as King Kalivani, born April 7, 1915. Stanley Adams played King Kaliiwan at the age of 49 in the Gilligan's Island episode titled The King and I, which aired during the 3rd season in 1966. King Kaliiwan is the ruler of a fictional island near the castaways' location. In the episode, the king and his entourage arrive on the island, and he's portrayed as a slightly pompous but not terribly menacing character. King Kaliiwan has an interesting dynamic with the castaways. He initially believes the castaways are part of his kingdom and that they owe him allegiance. However, as the episode progresses, his over-the-top royal behavior becomes a source of humor and conflict. He died April 27, 1977 at age of 62.